Hi everyone, today we've got a restoration. This is the pop-up doll from I Love Fancy Dress. This is usually on Amazon for £30, but they've recently been listing their returns on Vinted, and I saw that I saw this was £15. I bartered with them. They gave it to me for 10. Obviously, I don't want a pop-up doll. I just want the mechanism. I want to harvest the mechanism from this and get my pop-up ghost working again, which is stashed right down there. And so hopefully we can get this running as it should. So as I mentioned, this is already a custom return, so alright, I'm going to open it, and obviously this is covering my address, so this feels really light for some reason. Anyway, open it. Oh, never mind, it is actually the pop-up doll. Alright, let me just carve that bit off. Just a bit of tape being in the was. Where's my scissors gone? There we are. Right. I'm also trying to hide my address here. That's probably why this video seems really awkwardly filmed. There we are. Opened, finally. So here's the doll. Here is the pop-up doll. Oh wow, it's actually so small. I didn't realise that. Like, I had one of these in the past. It literally arrived. The minute I got it, I parted it out for the pop-up ghost. Which, as you know, is literally the basis for my repairing of pop-ups. So, even though it broke really fast, and I completely mucked up the repair by frying it in the end, because I used a bad motor on it, it taught me how to repair all of these, and it means I could... all the rarer stuff, like the Haunted Lady, now runs fine, because of these guys. Thank God, I Love Fancy Dress sells them. Apparently the batteries are dead, I don't know. I noticed on one of the images there's a screw missing, so I did know about that. This is a return, so it could have issues on the battery panel with corrosion or something. I don't know, but we'll have a look and we'll see. I have no batteries with me right now because I've used them all. I need to order some more rechargeables. Right. Sorry about the shaky camera. Oh, I noticed there's no tag on the base there. Yeah, these are old batteries. These are really old. And for those curious, the mechanism is a 2022 model, I believe. So the contacts look fine. I reckon it's a battery issue. And obviously this has been a return that's probably been sitting around for a long time, so I just think that it would just have some slightly this is a return that's been sitting around for a long time, so I think the belt should be stretched. I don't think I'll have issues with the ratchet. Sorry about this, I'm just getting the batteries out of something else. Alright. And if it has an issue with the ratchet, that's absolutely fine. I'm completely willing to fix that. It was a tenner. That's a £20 markdown. You can't really be complaining about this at all. The contacts look fine. And if it is a bigger issue, like a wire off, I'm hoping the balls are not fried, because then I've just got a static. Well, even then I'm not really complaining, because that's 3 parts that I can use to make my other pop-ups last longer. Yeah, that's the button. The button's all tangled up. The wiring, it looks fine. Alright, pop-up doll. Demo. 3, 2, 1. Nothing. Makes me wonder if it's a bigger issue then, because this was a return, after all. Yeah, absolutely nothing on this front. You know what makes you wonder, because I noticed there's a screw missing here. I wonder if this got returned in haste, after someone opened it, and then, batteries work out. So, then they pulled a wire off, so I'm going to open this. But like I said, if it is a bigger issue, then, it is fine, because I do have, lots of pop-ups that all need parts, eventually. Every prop breaks after a long amount of time, so this will be really useful to have a spare gearbox. Oh yeah, it's just a wire off the battery pack. Yeah, that's absolutely fixable. That's fine. A bit of a wire off the motor too. Wow, this looks quite beaten up. Yeah, someone has been in this. Or it's just an old model, because it looks like... Wow, this is beaten up. This is really beaten up. Someone had done a number on this and then returned it. Like, that is hanging loose. A wire off there, screw missing. That post that usually holds the motor in place is just absolutely been walloped. So this is going to be quite a big restoration, really. And once I've got it, it should be good to go. Let's push that motor down a bit more. Let's try that again. I really hope this hasn't been parted out and returned, because I can't hear anything in the gearbox. Alright, I don't know if I was filming or not just then, but I've opened it and it's having issues. So one of the wires was off here. This wire is going to very imminently come off here. It's literally just been like tangled around there. It's been poorly wire stripped back on. This has come out and then this is off. So bit of a restoration to do here, but it's definitely manageable. I'm going to go take it downstairs and get the soldering iron warmed up, and then we'll get this all fixed. And if we do have an issue with that that sound sensor, I've got a spare. So everything in this is very spareable, and also I hear it clicking, so that's a very good sign. Alright, I'm going to go downstairs first and turn on the soldering iron, and then we'll do that. Obviously, I think somebody opened this up in the past, and maybe they opened up the wrong compartment. Maybe they meant to open the batteries. I don't know, but that's history, and we're just going to fix that now. Without further ado, though, it's going to be really cool to have a working pop-up ghost again. Alright, here's what's going to be fixed. This is going to be glued. This is going to be glued back on. I can see this happening normally because this does usually happen on these. Like, this was an issue on my pop-up pumpkin that happened on it, where the sound sensor just sunk down. I'm gonna make sure that this is this motor wire is on properly, because right now it's just wrapped around. Someone clearly did a makeshift restoration on this, and then once this broke, they just gave up. And also, this is going to be soldered back on. All very doable. Let's get to it. And yes, it was a £10 return. I'm not complaining. Honestly, I don't know how they pulled the wire off the battery cover. That's so hard to do, whoever owned it last. Alright, I'm going to start by taking off this hot glue. Unless it doesn't need to be taken off, which it probably doesn't. No, let's just take it off anyway. I'll hold the glue gun and the solder gun warm up. It's good enough. Alright, I'm going to go and strip that wire real quick. There we are. Now it's stripped off. I'm going to go get soldering iron. I forgot to bring down my phone stand, I apologise. But you can just hear my voice and it should be alright. Right, so right now I'm just putting on some solder onto the base joint. Oh right, I forgot about that. It's going to start retracting as soon as it has power to it. So I'll need to remove the batteries. I'll just take off one. I'll just hold down the limit switch. Mission success. We have that resoldered. Now I'm going to get this motor wire back on. It was already on, but it was done the way that people do when they don't have a soldering iron, and they just wrapped it around the spokes. I'll do that real quick. Yet again, mission success. Obviously, I'm going to hot glue those wires on just to make sure they won't come off again. And now you guys can join me for this bit. It's just making sure. Oh, the motor fell out. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's really loosely attached for some reason. I don't know why. Well, I know why. It's because the previous owner somehow snapped the way that it locks in. Like, I've got an example gearbox somewhere down here. Oh, yeah, here. Oh, I must have taken the other part off, but there's usually like a bit that holds the motor in place. Anyway, next step, get this sound sensor in place. Should just be simple as that. Really nicely, it just fits in there. Like so. You can just grab that. And a bit of hot glue. Just going to do some either side. I'll do the trick. And while I got the warmed up, put some on there. And then it's already got some on that side. Get some on the motor too. Just the good stuff. Alright, there we are. And then the last hot glue job would just be get the motor in place. Which I'll just pop down the camera for, but you guys can hear the audio. I've got to make sure it's twisted into place. Hot glue gun. Should do the trick. And obviously this is a used pop-up, and it's been in storage for absolutely ages. So I don't really have any concerns about the ratchet breaking here. Alright, I think that's a success. We'll just get the belt back on. Take it upstairs, give it a test, then we're done. Soldering iron. That's a success. This video's getting long, so I don't want to keep mucking around with this thing. Because I know my videos as of late, they've been getting really long. Yeah, so this can literally just be put back together now. It's slotting together absolutely fine. Oh, and while I'm down here, I'll grab some new ice to make sure that I can get the Ghost on. Let's grab 3 of them. The Ghost has 3 Ziploc slots for whatever reason. I'm not complaining though, if it means it stays on longer, because the Haunted Lady only has 2, which means that's why her head goes flying off more frequently than it should. You know, this makes me wonder if the demo batteries will work, since we know that it was a wire off. I wonder if they'd work. Anyway, time to get the screws back on. Annoyingly, it only came with 3, which I already mentioned. But it doesn't really matter, as long as it's holding the ratchet in place good enough, it will be fine. I'm going to cut because you don't want to hear me yap about putting the screws. One thing I'd like to say to everybody is that if you're having issues with a prop, the first thing you do is you change the batteries. That's a general rule of thumb I always follow, because it's never always like it's never always a board issue, a power issue. Like, one thing I saw someone say once is that their pop-up pumpkin, it would make the owl noises, get to the point of activation where it's meant to pop up, and then not do anything at all. That's the batteries. That's what happens in the batteries, because it doesn't have enough energy to power the motor. Anyway, let's activate this. Oh no. That's never a good sign when you hear that. Oh, I wonder if it's something to do with the limit switch, because I can't hear it running. Oh my gosh, how many modifications has this person made? I see there's a wire here that's been spliced together for the LED eyes. Anyway, it's trying to pop up, the mechanism is working. I wonder if I wonder if the mechanism is tangled, because that was an issue on these models. The limit switch isn't working. Alright, I'm gonna cut, because this is just being a pain in the ass. I don't want to keep boring you guys with it. So, it's the main pole. The main pole is struggling to move, so I'm gonna need to find out why that's happening. It can't be to do with the string, because everything is retracting fine. What is that? Is that a twist tie or something? Oh no, that's from the... So I'm just going to force it up and see what would happen here. I wonder if it's just... Yeah, it's loosening up now. I wonder if it's just been in the down position for so long that it's just started to... The plastic's just started to degrade a bit. I'll put some grease on it, then we're done. Obviously there's a wire here that has been spliced. I have no clue why, and it's really annoying because it's not going around the centre pole right, but the limit switch is fine. Let me just put that in place. Yeah, it's working fine now. It's just been, I think it's just been in the down position so long that it's sort of just got jammed. So I didn't really need to open the base for that, but it's fine. Good news is, limit switch is working. So this is literally just because it's been in storage for such a long time. I think maybe spring has not been as springy as it should. But yeah, it should be alright now. And especially when I take off the doll, it will be even better. I'm going to order a batch of new screws as well, so it will be restored fully with all the screws. Luckily, that base screw is the only one that's been lost. And then I can solder back that wire for the eyes. For some reason, the 2022 models of this pop-up doll, all of them, they seem to have real issues with the pop-up, with the wires for the LED eyes. They were really thin. Luckily, they've been updated on all the new models, but they just seem to have a real issue with that on the older models. Wow, yeah, that is really stiff. This was an issue I found with these dolls, actually. Wow, my battery power's on 5%. I'll be back. Alright, let's test it. It's literally a moment. Alright. Oh, it looks to be at the right height, hopefully. Yeah, that's all good. Let's make sure that it's hitting the limits, which as it should. I'll definitely put some grease on that pole, because it's not moving correctly. Yeah, that's all good. So let me just put this switch. Alright, let's get the ghost on it. So, to start, I'm going to poke out these LED eyes, like so. And that allows us to take them and reuse them without putting on new ones. And then on the base, either side there is 2 cable ties. You can just cut through them. Here's 1 done. And 2 done. Now retrieve both LEDs. And goodbye doll. We now have the base. And what a mess of wires have we got here. Oh my goodness. Alright. I'm just going to carefully pop it up, because obviously it's going to go really fast. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, it's because the button was on the base. Time to untangle these. So I separated out both LEDs. There's that modification that the last owner must have made to get the eyes lighting again. I'll need to just pop some hot glue on that, because I can't be asked to solder it. I'll get out my new zip ties. Which if you don't have, I suppose you could surgically remove the last ones, but that's not what I'm going to do. I've got both of these zips on, and there's one on the back which I'll deal with. It's good, I already said that, but it's good that it has lots of zip ties, this thing. Because if this one pops up so incredibly fast, it's because it's so light. And even now it's tipping, so I think it's just because it is literally just a hollow shell. It's not even like LEDs or a front mask like the doll has. It's literally just an LED. Hey, that's a success then. Obviously the LEDs need to be put back in. I'll do that in a minute. Obviously I need to go down to the hot glue gun and put those in the head. But otherwise this is a mission success. Alright, he's all ready to go. Apart from the LEDs, let's get him in the down position. Just pose up those arms a bit. Hold on, I'm just going to pose the arms a bit. Here we are. Pop-up ghost. In 3, 2, 1. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing. Just get it retracted. And then I'm going to put oil on it to make sure that it's popping up nice and fast, because right now it's a bit slow. It should not be this slow. Nice pop-up ghost. Right, I'll be back. The limit switch was giving me a bit of grief there, but I've got it all sorted out now. Apart from the LEDs, I know I keep saying that, but... Alright, goes retracting, I've oiled it. I've sorted out the limit switch, I think. Here we go. Watch this, this is so fast. It's such fast, I know it's not moving fast, but it's loud enough that it sets off everything in the room that's on. There we are. Obviously, it has the issue that all of them have, where it doesn't retract all the way. And as you can see, it's not fully down. I hate that issue so much. But, yeah, you have to put up with it, annoyingly, so, yeah. That's Pop-Up Ghost. Let's go put the LEDs in. Oh, and yeah, for those wondering, the clothing is really long on this. And do you want to know why? Yeah, you do. It's because I chopped off the arms. I didn't like them being long. It slowed down the jump. I did it before I restored it. But turns out it means that all the clothing is really long. Oh well, it's fine. I'll just put up with it. I think I'll just glue that little cloth here higher up. Well, I've got the hot glue gun out. So the LED wire came off, so I just... While I was down here, I dabbed some solder all over it. Let me tell you, that's a good solder right there. I'll still put hot glue over it, just to make sure. Alright, I present to you the Pop-Up Ghost. There we are. That's what I call a repair success. Now let's turn out the lights and get a demo of this in the dark. I don't usually do demos in the dark because usually they look awful. Because they're usually terribly lit, but this one is... I make an exception for this one because it looks awesome. Alright, let's turn out the lights. Still a bit of light, but that's good. 3, 2, 1. See what I mean? That's great. See, this is what props usually looks like, just the eyes glowing. Now, where to put it in the display? Because right now, I have no space. Literally none. I would try and put it beside the jumping spider here, but there's not really any space. I'm thinking over here between Rise Up Reaper and Pumpkin Man. Maybe Munch Jr. just gets moved. Or maybe just goes away for a bit. I don't know. Let's just take you out. I don't know if the base will fit there. Where's my test one? Then I put it here for a bit, but no, that doesn't really fit. Oh well, I could just shift across Pumpkin Man. That would work. Anyway, y'all don't want to watch this bit. I'm just gonna get it done. Alright, thanks to the small base and the smaller arms, he fits really snugly into that corner and hides the Pumpkin Man's base. So yeah, that's good. I can't fit any more props in. This is the max that this is gonna get. This is getting quite ridiculous now. I can't fit anything else in. I'm gonna muffle him and then I'll sign out. Oh, and the doll's gonna be for sale, by the way. If you want it, it's on it'll be on my Vinted account at Tamatronics. Probably for like £5. I don't know. And to put into perspective how good this was to get it for £10. This usually costs £20. I knocked off. This usually costs £30. I knocked off £20. And all I had to do was solder a few wires back. That is amazing. And the reason why, I know some people will be saying, why didn't you just keep the ghost doll on? Well, this thing is really rare. This was sold at Halloween Costumes, which, as some people might know, actually, they have no UK stock. They import everything from America. And that's also split between all that stock is split between the US and all their other international countries, because they ship to a lot of places. So there's probably very few of these guys in the UK. If I had to guess, I'd say 50 tops. Even that's pushing it, I reckon. I don't think, and even videos in general. There's no videos of the Halloween Costumes variant apart from one, and even that got butchered and scrapped into like a scarecrow thing. So this is a really rare one. I want to keep. Along with Jumping Spider, I reckon this will become rare if Wicked Costumes, the wholesaler, doesn't bring it back next year, and also Pop-Up Zombie. Everything else not so rare, but these guys. Well, maybe everything else in here has the chance to become more rare, but I really want to keep some of these rarer pop-ups. Thanks for watching, everyone.